your girl Shanice with Little Bites of Christ, back at it again with another video. Today we will be trying the viral sweet potato pancakes, and you'll just have to stay tuned to figure out how they turned out. It was a process for sure. As we cook, I want to talk about something that I feel like we as Christians can do better on, and this is watching how we speak to each other. Yes, I know, so hard, so hard. The Lord definitely clocked me on this last year, and so I want to share some of the things He told me about watching how I speak. And yeah, without further ado, let's hop into today's video. Okay, so let's set the scene. You got cut off in traffic, right? You decide to go ahead and pull up beside them, flick them off, roll down your window, and tell that person that they a nappy-headed lowlife who needs to drive better. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't valid. Maybe that was true. But was it appropriate? Absolutely not. Now, of course, this is a very much exaggerated example, but every day we curse and badmouth people around us, the very people that we are supposed to be uplifting and encouraging. See, before we even get into the steps on how we can talk better to each other, I want to make sure that we understand why we should even desire to talk kinder to each other. The first reason the Lord put on my heart for why we should talk kinder to each other is because somebody might be needing your encouragement that day. Hebrews 10:24-25 says, "And let us consider how to stir one another up in love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." We are one body, and we need to encourage each other in this life. There is already enough people outside of the faith that are trying to tear us down. We inside of the faith need to build each other up. The second reason why we should talk kinder to each other is that your witness is important to the gospel. To be a good witness, it is to show evidence of God's good work. And how can you show evidence of God's good work if you are cussing people out? That's not even a good witness at all, actually. You're tarnishing the name of Christ. Okay, so now that we have the reasons why we should actually talk kinder, let's talk about how we can actually change the way we speak to each other. Step one is to realize that who you are speaking to is God's creation. Matthew 5:22-25 says, "But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council, and whoever says, 'You fool,' will be liable to the hellfire." So if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. It is that serious. God does not play about his creation. He is literally telling us, if you got a problem with your brother and you want to talk to him crazy, you need to go fix that before you can even think about trying to come talk to me. And I don't know about you, but I would rather not be on the other side of his wrath because I wanted to cuss somebody out. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Let no corrupt speech proceed out of your mouth, only that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearer." Again, we see that we are to build each other up, giving grace to one another. But this is going to be the hard part because you don't even give grace to yourself. And this may come from the environment you were raised in. Maybe you lived in a way where it was impossible for you to make mistakes. And if you are that person, I want to tell you that it is okay. You can make a mistake. We are human, and as long as we are truly striving to live a godly life and inviting God into our life, everything will be okay. It's not until we give grace to ourselves that we will be able to give grace to others. If we expect ourselves to be perfect, then it's going to be hard for us to see our neighbor as the imperfect human that they are. And this is where our speech gets a little out of hand, because how dare they make a mistake? How dare they say that to me? How dare they? But then you have to realize that they're human as well. See, God does call us to a holy life, but again, we're human, so we'll always fall short. But if we as a body can be able to give grace to each other, then we are able to restore the peace that God calls us to be in. In Matthew 5:9, it says, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Let's remember that. Peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. These are not peacekeepers, but peacemakers. And the beautiful part of all of this is that even though the other person may have been angry or had strong feelings as well, when you are able to keep the peace and steer the conversation in a manner that is respectful to God, they'll be able to look back on that and realize, hey, this conversation was better off because of it. And so, to round things off, our final step in changing the way we speak to each other is to acknowledge and understand that this life that we have been given is bigger than our feelings. As we mentioned before, you might come across someone that gets upset with you or may make a mistake or whatever it may be. And when you remember that our job is to be a witness to Jesus, it becomes even more easier to take that deep breath and speak with kindness. Matthew 5:16 says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." See, we don't necessarily speak well to others because they deserve it, but because God deserves it. What this means is when we are able to be a good witness, we give God glory and potentially bring in another brother or sister to Christ. You are remembering that at the end of it all, the goal is to be frolicking in the streets of gold, crying, "Holy, holy, holy," along with all the angels in heaven. So, to recap, the why behind speaking kindly to each other is to build each other up in good works and to point to God. And then the how to speaking more kindly to each other is understanding that everyone is God's creation, understanding that everyone is human, and finally, by understanding that it is bigger than our feelings. Man, I hope this video was a help to someone out there. By the way, these pancakes were delicious, but they just broke apart. They definitely needed some more stability. Maybe adding in some flour or some baking powder or something will work next time. Anywho, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know if there is anyone in your life that you feel like you could talk kinder to. Let me know, and I'll pray for you. In the meantime, stay blessed.